So if your loops don't look like this, there are a few common mistakes. The first one I've already gone through. People often, when they are first starting, they don't leave they don't insert their needle all of the way. They're just kind of doing this, and they don't actually make the needle go all the way in. So that's the first common mistake that I see. The second one is that people will not pay attention when they're on this side, and they'll just kind of do this, and they'll have a bunch of loops on the back side of their piece, kind of like this. And you don't want that. And the reason those are presenting themselves is because we are taking our needle too far out of the fabric on this side. So then it creates a loop on this side. And if we do that, then it'll create uneven loops on this side, and it just won't look as nice. So the most common mistakes I see are that they don't graze the fabric, they're lifting it too high on this side, or they're not inserting the needle all the way on this side. The third one is that their tail is not loose. And that's very common. They're working away and they get it trapped under their piece or their hand. So that one's also really common. So just make sure that your tail is always loose. And if you have loops on that side, you can always pull it out and redo the stitching, and the fabric will still hold. And the last one is that, if your loops aren't staying, in your fabric, then it could be that you're trapping your yarn. Tail is one reason. That you're taking it too far out on this side is another reason. And then another one is that your yarn is either too thick or too thin. So if the yarn needs to travel freely within the tool for it to openly stay inside the fabric. So if you have really thick yarn, typically a yarn weight of 6 is kind of an iffy one. Most 5s will work, but sometimes if you get a 6 yarn and it's too thick, then it won't stay. And basically it's because it's getting trapped inside your tool and not allowing it to stay inside the fabric. You're basically pulling it out because your tool is too tight. And then another common thing is that the yarn is too thin and it won't stay inside the holes. So to fix all of those problems, it's still the same. Get a proper yarn weight of 4 or 5 for the regular, or 3 for the fine Oxford punch needles, and make sure your yarn is freely flowing. There's no yarn tails getting trapped, and that you're grazing the tip of your needle, and that you're not lifting your punch needle too high on the outside, and that your handle is touching the fabric every single time. And that should fix all of your issues. If you're having an issue outside of that, please send me an email or DM me on Instagram, and I can help you then. And it's helpful if I see pictures of kind of what's going on, and I can answer any of your questions.